Boys, so let's get into the video. Yes, so this was the first big win that we got this year. Kickstarted the year really nicely, so let's get into the trade recap. So I'll show you guys, this is the journal trade that I took on my Notion template. So you can see P&L was $1,000, and yeah, so it was a nice big win. This was the trade I took, the short, but we are going to go on over to the charts right now and then actually start from scratch and show you guys exactly how I caught that move, okay? So starting off, actually before we go on the charts, let's just have a look at the bigger, larger, higher time frame, okay? So we can see here on the daily time frame, if you extend out a range here from this short, this low here to this high, we have this range, okay? Now price is at all-time highs, pretty much. So we're looking to rebalance before we can trade back up into that high, okay? So what we did is we created a new high and then we traded back into a discount IRL, as you can see right here. So this is a discounted fair value gap, and now we look to trade into ERL targets, okay? What we did do was have a good reaction off of it, but because we have this larger daily CB right here, we did react off that as well, and we came back one more last time into this daily order block right here, sweeping the sell side, and looks like we are trading higher again to take out this buy side target up here. But we did come across this another daily CB that we are reacting off that on the daily time frame, okay? Now on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that this after sell side was swept here. So we have, what do we have here? We have a ERO move. So ERO is swept, external range liquidity swept right here. With SMT, we have a 4-hour change in state of delivery, and then we traded into a, what is it? It is a premium IRL right here, internal range liquidity. So we have an ERL sweep, IRL move, okay? So if you mark out this range from here, this high to this low, this is the given range, and we are trading back into premium of it, okay? Now that we are in that gap here, so this is on the 1-hour time frame now, you can see I've marked out a 1-hour gap, as you can see from the left here. This is the 1-hour gap that we are trading in, and I'll show you the short that I later took, okay? Now this is the move I managed to catch. So this is not before the move, this is like after the move. Now on the 15-minute, this is what you can, this is like shows the trade nicely here. So you can see that Monday created a large expansion move. You can see from Monday we traded all the way higher into this, okay? We traded higher and we formed this range here. So if we go into the charts right now, you can see on the 15-minute right here that this is the given range that we're working with, okay? So as you can see here, we actually have equal lows right here, and we have another swing low and a swing low on here. So we have relative equal lows here, and we also have a low resistance liquidity run right here, okay? You can see a lot of low resistance liquidity, and we have a bunch of sell side here. Now this is the given range that we are working with. So as you can see, this high up here and this low, if we mark that out, look where price is trading within, okay? Price is just trading within this range. So this is our range that we're working with. Now, what happens now in Asia and London? So if we put out our thing here, you can see Asia is this blue box. Asia didn't really manipulate into anything. And if you guys follow me, you know how I trade my daily profiles. We look for either London or New York to act as the manipulation for the day, the open, high, low, close. And then we're looking for expansion in New York. So as you can see, London did not manipulate into anything as well. So you can see just traded within Asia. And then what happened within New York, guys? Look, New York manipulated higher into a 15-minute IRL target. So if we mark this out right here, whoops, right here, price came exactly into this 15-minute gap. So you can kind of see right here, we swept into the gap. We actually did tap into it. And we also got a nice liquidity sweep right here, liquidity run. This is actually a total sweep into this gap, and exactly at 9:30, guys. And if you guys have watched my previous videos, you know that our major times that we're looking for manipulation is between London, so 2 to 5. And then if it occurs within New York, we're looking at 8:30 on 8:30 red folder news days, and 9:30 for no news days, or it could sometimes be 10, although it's very rare. So in this instance, we had 10 o'clock red folder news on Tuesday, but 9:30 acted as the manipulation and 10 o'clock acted as the expansion. Okay, so the news we already manipulated first place, so why would 10 now manipulate again? So what we're looking for is 10 to now expand into our ERL target. So you can see here, again, this is the range. We have the premium side of the range up here. So if we just mark out, let me just make it easier for you guys. Let's expand this over. So if we go style, extend lines right. Now look at this. So above in this red zone is our premium. So we want to see price trade within a fair value gap within premium to then target the external range liquidity at the bottom. Okay. So let's now take away those lines. You can see we traded within that gap and we got our normal entry criteria, which is now SMT. So if we look at ES, I won't show you guys now, but ES was not in this gap. ES was a lot lower. So that means we have SMT. So NQ tapping into this gap right here and ES far from it. So we have SMT. And then we also, if we look on the 5 minute, you can see that we got our change in state of delivery. So again, let me mark that one out. So this is just on the 5 minute time frame. You can see, look at all the sell side here. So we have a low here, low here, low here, low here, low here, lows here. And obviously we got the lows here too. So you can see we have a bunch of sell side liquidity right here, just waiting to get swept before we move potentially higher on the higher time frame. So you can see that after we tapped into that gap right here with SMT, what are we looking for? We're looking for our change in state of delivery. Now, technically, this would be our change in the state. As you can see, price did come and retest that level. But for me, I was looking for a closure below this low here. So let's bring out our change in state of delivery. So this is our 5 minute change in state right here. Okay. And look what price did. So we came back, swept a bunch of these liquidity right here. So we swept a bunch of these lows and then we rebalanced back into this 5 minute gap. So we came back into this 5 minute gap and you can see bodies respecting consequent encroachment of this gap too. So if we mark out the middle line right here, you can see no bodies closing above this line. So obviously wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. So we came back, retested this order block here as well. This order block is a high probability order block, meaning it has swept, it's either rebalanced in inefficiency or it's swept liquidity. So we can see we have swept a bunch of liquidity here, these little highs here, and also this high too. These highs into a 15 minute gap, which means we have rebalanced price and we got an expansion move away from this. So this becomes a strong order lock. So we retested that and we also respected this 5 minute gap. Now we can check the 3 minute as well. So just looking at the 3 minute, you can see price looks similar, but you can see we have this 3 minute gap right here as well. Now look at this, bodies respecting this gap too and retesting this 3 minute order block. So I will mark that up because this is key on the 1 minute time frame where we took the trade. So if we go here, mark this as our order block. Now it is a 3 minute one. Okay, so we have this 3 minute order block. Now on the 1 minute, this is where we can talk about the trade. So right here, now I did take a trade right before I got this nice $1,000 win trade. Okay, so seeing as this was A+, I did FOMO into this trade. You can see as we started to expand lower, I took an entry at around about here, okay, to try to catch this move. And I didn't expect such an aggressive rebalance. So you can see we rebalanced back into this 3 minute order block, okay? And at this time, we did form more SMT right here, okay? At this high. So let's mark that out. So you can see we have liquidity sweep with SMT, and then again we got this change in state right here. Now, I'm not gonna actually put the template here, but you can see we got our change in state right here, and then we also inversed a bunch of fair value gaps. So you can see I'm gonna mark out both of these fair value gaps, and we are gonna mark this one out. So we have our inverse fair value gap. Now look at this, we have a change in state with this dotted black line here, and then we also inversed all these gaps within that one candle. So right there, I took a short entry right at the closure of that, with stops being at this internal high here. And I did leave runners, but this is where I took 2 contracts right off here. So I took this trade with 4 contracts. So you can see this sell side low here, a bunch of these equal lows. This is where I wanted to put my TP, but also knowing that price was going to come with extreme volume like this, I did leave runners. So what I did was I marked out the last manipulation leg before the move lower. So if we mark this out right here and set this to standard deviations, you can see that price, you can see the 2 to 2.5 level right here, where price typically sees a bit of a reaction from. So actually what happened was, if you look on my notes here, this is just me annotating right here. You can see on the, let's go on the 1 minute. So on the 1 minute, you can see 930 put in that high, like I was saying. So we put in high of day at 930. Look at my other videos. I'll put in the description. I'll add the link to the video about the timed aspects and what I look for in terms of the time dynamics when I'm trading in the market. And you'll see there that 930 is a key time, and 930 exactly put in the manipulation higher. Okay. And then we came lower into this 2 to 2.5 level, because this was the last manipulation leg before the move lower. And look at this, price reversed right at that 2 to 2.5 zone. Okay, and then we went back into this 3 minute order block. We got our SMT like I showed you, the change in state, inverse of the fair value gaps, and I took the trade off of that. Okay, now stops at the high, and then this is the sell side target where I did take my first TP. Okay, so I took off half my position right there, and it also lined up with the 2 to 2.5. So that was a good point to obviously take off my positions, half my positions. And then I left runners until the -4 standard deviation. Okay, now this typically marks the end of the expansion. So not end of the expansion, but this is the maximum terminus of the move. Okay, so we look here, we got to 4 to 4.5. We started to trade back higher, and then you can mark out more standard deviations from there. But you can see that 930 put in the high, and then 10 o'clock put in a new low. As you can see right here at 10 o'clock, this is the news move that we traded lower, and you can see the news expanded into our sell side target. Okay, so this is with a typical example of IRL to ERL, and this was an A+ move. And yeah, you guys, I hope you guys caught this move as well. I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, that was the trade recap. As you can see, I did take this trade, and yeah, there you go. There's the proof. I mean, I don't know how I'll show you this proof, but yeah, that was the trade, guys. And yeah, I'll show you guys here. This was the loss I took before. So you can see after 930, manipulated higher, I took a trade just somewhere around here with stops. Clearly, there was no actual proper stop placement here. I didn't like this move at all, but I did FOMO into the trade, like I said. But if I left stops to this high here, it would be like a negative risk to reward trade. So I didn't like that. So I took an aggressive stop right here. And then if price gave me the entry criteria during macro, as you can see exactly during macro, we got our nice trade, and that's exactly where I took the winning trade. Okay, so I made back much more than I lost here. So that was a perfect trade, A+. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in another one. Peace out.